Intel down nearly 17% in the past 3 months. Options traders, though, think there could be a turnaround in store. Pete Najarian joining us live now from Minneapolis. Hey, Pete.
Hey, great to see you, Scott. Yeah, you talked about Intel there, and what we're seeing today is some very large buying. And by the way, the buying that we're seeing is in the very first week of November. And so that actually does include what obviously they've got their earnings are going to be. I think it's October 25th, Scott, somewhere very late October. So this does include that. But they're buying 9,000 of those November calls, and those are the 46 strike calls the first week in November. They're buying those calls. They're selling some upside against that. They're selling some puts against that as well. What you're really focusing on is they're buying these calls. Everything that trade encompasses is bullish. So can this stock finally start to break to the upside? It looks like it's maybe at the start of something like that. I love what we're seeing in these calls. I just added to my Intel just last week. I think part of the issue right now has nothing to do with earnings, and it has all to do with who is going to direct this company, who's going to be the CEO. I got a second one for you as well. Cigna. Healthcare world has been on fire. Cigna's been up and down and all around. If you look at that chart from the beginning of the year, very, very volatile. It looks like it wants to move a little bit higher. They came in today. This is a big trade. 14,000 of the January 220 calls bought today. Call it an average price of about $2.75. Buying a lot of time, also buying some huge upside potential with these calls. I liked what I'm seeing there. That's a huge commitment dollar-wise. I bought these as well. I turned it into a spread. I like what we're seeing in these Jan calls out there in Cigna, Scott.
All right, good stuff, Pete. Thank you. We'll see you back here later this week.
Good to see you, man.
All right, Pete Najarian in Minneapolis. Jimmy, give me something on Intel.
Well, I don't think you're going to get any movement in the stock higher until the earnings come out. But here's the thing. The last couple of earnings, they've blown out. They've beaten on revenues, they've beaten on EPS, and they've guided higher. There's no reason to expect that they're going to do anything other than that on the next earnings call. So I like this options play. My only question is, why do it now? Why not let a couple of weeks go by, get into the earnings season? You're spending a lot for the time value right now, but maybe somebody thinks something's going to happen like the CEO gets announced. I don't think so. I think you're waiting until earnings.
How's the whole CEO thing play into the investing prospects for this stock?
Well, I know
it's been a while, right? I mean,
4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months. I think they want to get this right. It doesn't feel like they're taking too long. They're evaluating internal candidates. I think they should go outside. We've debated that, but the company's going to get it right. At the end of the day, though, the business keeps moving along. This is a cyclical business. Yes, they're R&D heavy. Yes, they're trying to move to 10 nanometer and then 7 nanometer. But at the minute, right now, they're selling a lot of 13 nanometer chips because the cycle is good.
Do you think the fever needs to break in AMD for money to come into Intel?
I don't think it has to, but I think it would help. I think it would definitely help. I'm not sure that fever breaks anytime soon, Joe. What do you think? It doesn't look like it.
All right.